go. Man, I'm in my emotions right now, y'all. I'm gonna get it together. You're listening to the All Burgundy and Gold Everything Commanders post-game show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. The Washington Commanders beat the Atlanta Falcons in OT 30-24. Jaden Daniels does it again. Game with a touchdown to Zach Ertz. I'm not alone. I'm Wole. I'm joined by my guys. George is George in right now? Yeah, George. George, I got you, George. George, Glenn. We also got host of the Breaking Command podcast, Darian D.H. Williams. How y'all feeling right now?
Excited, man. It is great to be a Commanders fan.
It is. It is amazing. We are playoff bound. We did it on our own. That is a blessing. But before we get into all that, because I want to get the vibe of everybody. Let's knock out some particulars. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. Also tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that red subscribe button. Like this video. Does well for the algorithm for Commanders content. So hit subscribe, like the video, and also comment after the show. And also our post-game show is being streamed on the Urban Sports Scene X handle as well. All right. Get into it real quick. DH, you the guest, bro. Your thoughts on this game, bro? I'm trying to get my stuff together. Your thoughts on this game?
Man, I'm relieved. This is one of those situations where we let them hang around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm super excited though, man. Playoffs, which is something that I did not think I was going to be able to say this year. It just speaks to a whole culture change of just how this is a completely different roster, a completely different team. My wife was down here on pins and needles watching the game. Something that my wife of 6 years has never done before. Sitting down with me on pins and needles, just as stressed as I was. So, man, it's amazing to see how well they've done. Got the job done. Look, man, it's not going to be cute. You know, sometimes it's ugly, but that just speaks to how this whole season has gone. We've had to have some magical moments happen for us to get some of these wins, and it's just right on brand. What we've done today was right on brand. You know, leaving it up to 5, and he made it happen and got the job done. So playoffs, you're in the second season, and you never know what's going to happen. But I'm so excited that we are in the playoffs, something that I can finally say.
Go ahead. Baby. Let it out, baby. Let it out. Let it out. Free at last. Hey, George, man, your vibe, bro, your feelings. Are you on mute, George? Can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
I'm relieved, and that was very stressful. So my sister's cat is helping me out. I'm petting my sister's cat to try to relieve some of the stress and all this. But I gotta disagree with DH in one sense. He said Washington let them off the hook. Atlanta let us off the hook first because Michael Penix could have buried us in the first half, but he missed a couple throws.
Agreed.
That's something we got to be mindful of. This secondary was horrific tonight, but they got the win. They're now out of the 7th spot. They got to take care of business next week against Dallas. But it just 11 wins, and we didn't need the 17th game to do it. I don't know if that means a lot to people. It means a lot to me because this is a legitimate 11-win season. Not you won your 11th game in week 17, 11-6. No, we're 11-5, and that is the real deal.
Yeah, it's so true, George. So true. Hey, Glenn, your vibe, your thoughts, bro.
Yo, I agree with most people in the chat, man. Gave me a little bit of a heart attack, but sometimes when you got that quarterback that you believe in, you just knew that. Really, what I was sitting here thinking, like, dang, man, I called 27-24 in the pregame. I wish I'd have put money on it. I told my wife, I'm not even a gambling man, but I felt kind of good. But you also know when you have a quarterback, it's like what Kansas City feels is what New England feels when you had that guy that had the ball in their hand last. When Washington won the coin toss, I'm like, yo, they better go score a touchdown.
Yeah,
I had no doubt in my mind that they wasn't going to go score a touchdown because I think JD5 had made everybody this year as a Commanders fan believe in him, right? And believe in his organization and believe that he could get the job done. And I think Jeremy Reeves is proposing to his girlfriend on TV. Oh, anyway, that's a whole different story. I got comments on that too, but so it is just one of those things that you see, man. And I love the fact that Northwest State was rocking tonight, right?
Yes.
People who were out there, you could see there were more Commanders fans. You could see the crowd going up. We had some scary moments there when JD5 got bent over a little bit, but all in all, I think the team did well. I think this team. I thought Dan Quinn on the fourth downs told his team what we're gonna go do. Right, we're going to go win the football game tonight. We're not gonna leave it up to a kicker. We're not gonna leave it up to missed kicks. And because he set the tone early, like this is what we're gonna do. I think everybody rose up and got that way. I'm not worried. People like, I see people online talking about Terry McLaurin, one catch. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares today? Right?
Yeah.
He won the game. I mean, they won the game. He got 1,000 yards. Who cares? Next week, go handle business and stay at 6.
Yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, my vibes, man, they gave me a heart attack. But I think something you said, man, when you got 5, out there, you felt good. Like you felt good. You knew there was a sense of calm. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it. When he was out there. Like we won when we won the coin toss. I was like, yes. Like I was excited. And you don't usually. Sometimes you be like, I don't know, man. But I was excited. I was like, if anything, he's gonna will us the victory. And you saw that in that drive. It wasn't just him throwing the football. It was him making the extra play with his legs. A lot of times people try to chastise quarterbacks who use their legs or whatever. But sometimes that shows desire and want. And the desire to extend plays, the desire to get the first down, the desire to take the hit because, like, hey, I'm going to take this hit, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to move the chains and get the first down and get the win. That's just a dog mentality. You know what I mean? He just showed a dog mentality. My boy Paul always says, like, yo, this JD5 got to be special. Well, today on Sunday Night Football, he was special. He was hella special on Sunday Night Football. Candy was like, yo, he had to stand for himself for being Rookie of the Year. I was like, he already got it. But you know what? Sometimes you need the primetime game to remind folks what time it is. Yeah. So he had that primetime game to remind folks, you know what? You may want to say a little narrative, but you seen me what I did. You saw when the playoffs on the line, when you needed somebody to win a game, I'm that guy. He was that guy. So I'm ecstatic about him. I thought he played well. I thought Olamide Zaccheaus played well to that one drop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna rag on him, you know what I mean? Because he played so well throughout the game. That one drop, it was a key drop, but he played so well throughout the game. So I'm gonna give him his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like DH, you talked about C-Rod. C-Rod came in and gave this team a boost of energy. You know what I'm saying? He deserves value. I'm gonna talk about Mitty. I'm gonna talk about this dude. I'm gonna say positive right now for a hot second. This is a party. We out here happy. We in a postseason. Right we in a postseason, bro. Like, we out here, we in the postseason, and there's one more week left. We already know. Like, we don't got to wait. Next Sunday, we can chill.
It's a lot of teams outside trying to get in, and they can't.
They can't.
Yo, truth be told, in the last 2 weeks, we have eliminated a lot of teams with wins. Yeah, the Washington Commanders have eliminated a lot of teams with wins.
3-0 since the bye, man.
By the way, Bucks and Rams, you're welcome.
Yeah. Hey. Right. Paulie, Mike, he barely played. Mikey, to Glenn's point, he barely got that much snaps. So
Mr. Underwood.
Yeah, he barely played. Jonathan Allen barely played like that. To Glenn's point earlier. So it's not like
on that play with Dante Fowler though, they ran a Tego, you know what I'm saying? A Tego stunt. He was coming around the other side. He had over pursued it, but Fowler had came underneath and got swatted that ball out of there. Yeah. So hey man, look, man. Like you said, man, a lot of people had heart attacks tonight. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'll say this, man. I said this on every program, even on ESPN 630 last week when I was on, man. I said this. I said Jaden Daniels gives you the opportunity to win every time he has the football. Mm-hmm. You have to believe now. This is it's turning into a situation where the end of the game, they're going to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? They're going to Jordan. MJ is going to have the ball. He's going to isolate. He's going to hit you with a crossover and going to go over the 16-foot jumper to end the game. And it feels like Jaden Daniels is this. He's going to have the ball. He's going to do whatever he do. He's going to make the plays. Yeah. He's going to end the game. And there was nothing that they could do about it to stop him. It seems like anytime Jaden Daniels is ready to take over the game, he can do that. You see that with other quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson. You see that with Josh Allen and how they play ball. Jaden Daniels is starting to, and Patrick Mahomes as well. Jaden Daniels is one of those guys that if he decides he wants to go win the ball game, tough for you, because he can go out and do it. And you saw that in the last drive in overtime. And just how he was able to will the team to a win.
And I'm glad the last point you said was key. He willed the team, right? Those guys want to play for him, right?
Yeah.
Those guys want to play for him. Those guys want to march down the field. I don't care which lineman you put in. Let's not negate the fact that Washington had backup linemen all throughout the offensive line today, right? You had backup linemen. You had Trent Scott who ended up playing, but Biotish goes out. You end up having what's the dude's name? The backup center played today,
Dieter.
Right?
Yeah, Dieter played.
Dieter played. So you had linemen all throughout, right? Backup linemen, and this team still ran the ball. I know y'all talking about Brian Robinson. Hey, look, Brian Robinson is not explosive as most people, but he did have 60 yards today on 13 carries, averaging 4-point-something yards a carry.
Yeah, he's cool. He was good.
He put in work, but it goes back to the old days of remember the New York Giants with Tiki Barber and Dane.
Ron Dane, yeah.
Ron Dane. It gives you a different pace, right? And different guys coming and show some things up. It's nothing different they didn't do. Chris Rodriguez has just took the place of Austin Eckler. Right?
Oh no! Actually, he's like B-Rob. Like he's like B-Rob. He's physical like B-Rob. He's not. That's McNichols. They similar dudes. Right, they both are physical dudes.
Catching out of the backfield.
I mean,
that's what Eckler did, right?
But so B-Rob. B-Rob does that too, though. B-Rob catches the ball in the backfield.
Right. So those guys right there, look, man. Today, Nick Algetti, right? Setting. You can hear him, right? He was calling out the fronts.
Yeah.
He was calling out the fronts, setting everything up, even odd. Hey, yo, odd front, E front. But watch 55. He was calling the fronts out. He would let you know who was blitzing. He helped Jaden Daniels out. I like, and again, take hat off to Cliff Kingsbury being able to run the ball in the third quarter. Right? Yeah. Stop doing all the dumb stuff. Ran the ball, the 13-play drive. I believe it was a 14-play drive. Took 7.5 minutes off the clock. And my goodness, if it wasn't for them, the defense, the Atlanta Falcons only had up until that one point, up to that drive, they scored 14 yards of total offense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yo, let me say this, and you posted that comment, Wale. Man, I agree that Cosme need to get himself together, but George, the same way I told you, bro, when the refs decide they want to be the main character, they decide to be the main character. And you heard even with the rules analysts when they were talking, you know, a lot of times it was the tomahawk chop. You know what I'm saying? You got them off balance. You got them hands down. And we even got the benefit of one.
Yeah, one. We got one or
two.
It
feels like whenever the refs have a emphasis point, you see that get called repetitively all night. There was a lot of slipping out there on the field. Mm-hmm. I did see that. But man, it doesn't matter how it gets done. Just as long as it gets done. It's not one of those situations where we're grading for presentation, bro. It's not like Chop, you know, where you got to make something out of nothing. And then they say, well, how does it taste? How does it? No, we just want to eat, bro. That's it. We get the opportunity to have something edible. And it's not even how it gets done. It's just that it gets done. And you see what it's like now that you have a coaching staff that goes into the halftime and comes out with a different plan, goes in and makes adjustments.
I think that's very
something
important,
that we have not done for years. You know, we tried out the same offense that wasn't working in the first and second half in previous years. This year they've come out with a different plan. They came out motivated. I said whatever Dan Quinn said in the halftime speech, you should melt the files down, mix it with saline, inject it, or put it in a bottle and sell it. Because whatever he said, it worked in that third quarter. And we played amazing, and we were back up. And shout out to Ertz, man, because let me tell you what, bro. He played out of his mind, and with that great catch at the end of the game, super excited to see him get it done.
Should have had one earlier if JD5 don't throw it too high. Should have had one earlier.
Yo, I said, look, this is what I was trying to tell people to pump their brakes about Zach Ertz. They were trying to get Ben Sinnott and all these other dudes. I said this. I was like, no knock on those dudes. I think Sinnott's going to be good. And I think he could be good. But I'm saying Zach Ertz is clutch, bro. He a champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's done this before. He's a route runner. That's what he does. Too, he's a route runner. And you saw his value here. You saw it. Yeah. Like, you can't say Ben Sinnott makes that catch that he made for the game-winning touchdown. Those dudes don't make that touch. They don't make that catch. He makes that catch. Mm-hmm. On a clutch situation, he makes that catch. Man, he was big, bro. Anytime Jaden needed help, he was there to help out. When I thought Terry didn't have his best game, you know, when folks were letting Jaden down, he was clutch. He was the one. If anybody other than Jaden on that offense deserves a game ball, it's Zach Ertz. The stuff, not even just because of game-winning touchdown, just because of how he prolonged drives with his clutchness.
Yeah. Man, Jaden Daniel's stat line tonight is ridiculous. I don't know if y'all saw it. 24-36, 227
crazy.
yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. Had the 1 pick, and then he rushed for 16 attempts on 127 yards.
Jeez.
That's those are MVP type numbers.
Yeah,
that's gonna get him in the conversation in the years upcoming for being one of the best players in the league. He's playing like one of the best players in the league. And I love that for us because now you can just build off of it. And like we said, man, it's not going to be cute at times, but you just get the job done. And however it got done, that's what you do because you can worry about that later. And now we're in the second season. It's a 1-game season every week. So nobody's going to be mad if we advance in the playoffs with a game like this. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to be mad at that. So you just go out every week and just get the job done. That's all I care about. We can address everything else in the offseason, in the draft, and free agency. But tonight, we're in the playoffs, and nobody can take that from us. That's what all the other fan bases have been trying to clown us, trying to dog us and say, we not ready, we not this, we not that. Shut up. Because now we're in the playoffs and you sitting at home. You on the outside, you can't even get in. So holler at me when you make the playoffs, dog.
Preach.
Can we briefly talk about the referees tonight?
Go for it. I mean, I got somebody else I want to talk about, but you go ahead. You can have the referee situation. No, go. You want to go for it.
Because of course, we might have not had to come to this, but they were doing that BS that DH talks about all the time. Right on the line, making timeout and all this other nonsense. And then of course, I know Mike Davis is terrible, and I'm sure we're going to talk plenty about him.
We are going to talk about him.
SDP terrible call because that ball was nowhere near catchable. That was nowhere near catchable, and that's after Rafael Obata stupidly got caught offside. But you know these and again, you talked about it with the tomahawk chop and stuff, and how we got one too. It's like I don't know what these refs are doing. Honestly, I don't know what these refs are doing, and it is so bad. And they missed. There were false starts missed on both teams. They missed one on a touchdown drive. Real obvious. Like at least a second before it felt like what is happening with these refereeing crews? This is a joke.
Gee, what do I say to you all the time? I would have no issues with the refs if they were consistent. If every ref crew called the game the way that this crew called it, it would just be, it is what it is. But they're so inconsistent from a week to week, or not even week to week, from a game to game basis. They're so inconsistent. So that's where the issues come in. Some of those calls are not called around the league. You know what I mean? So the fact that they get called tonight in a primetime situation where millions of people are looking at this game, where there's a lot of things on the line that can get people in or out the playoffs. This game could cost people jobs. This game could get people in the league. This game could get people fired out the league. You know what I'm saying? So when you're on the line and it happens with the refs, yes, some of those penalties were ours. Some of those penalties were our fault. It should be HTTC, but that's a conversation for
no. I like the R. I like the R.
But
I like the R. Don't take the R out.
The inconsistencies of the referees are killing me, and it's a point of emphasis that they got to talk about, because even Chris Collinsworth said something about the substitution rule.
Exactly.
There has to be some type of guidelines to the sub rule or something for them to get it done. But the refs got to get it together, man.
That was on Washington, because what happened here, tonight was on Washington.
Was it a late sub?
Yeah, because Washington subbed late. So
the last one was though. The last one was though. The last one was a late sub.
Yeah, the last one was a late sub. So that was on Washington. Now with the pull down, we teach that in high school. I had a lineman this year. We was teaching the snap down. You can't grab the jersey, but I can tell you to grab on the back of his back and push down, which is not a hold. The Cosby one was a hold. He legitimately pulled him down.
The second one was. The second one was.
The second one was a legitimate hold. But again, we talk about starting early. Wally has been leaving early all year long, and they haven't called it. Wally left early last week on the touchdown, and they haven't called it. But I'm just saying, going forward, we probably get called in the playoffs. But nonetheless, we're celebrating tonight.
Paul, I'm gonna give you flowers. Paul, you said, you said 11 wins this year. No, you said 11 wins. I think you said, Paul, not me. So I had like 5 wins. I was in Travis Hunter. I was in the Travis Hunter Bowl, bro.
I had 7 and 9. I ain't gonna say a lie.
What you had, Rich?
I had
That's
6 or 7. I got to go back to that old episode and pull it because I got to pull that for this week. But I think I had like 6 or 7.
Hey,
George, what you have?
I had 6 or 7. I was not buying. I was thinking we were going to be like really bad and then play well the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks of the season.
Man,
and now it's sort of like we carry that into next year.
God bless 85.
It's crazy though because look,
shout out to Wale and his voodoo and his picking. Shout out to Wale and his voodoo, dog.
It's crazy.
Mike, give me some love. Give me some love, Mike.
It's crazy because out of the top 3 quarterbacks, right? Jaden had the most remarkable season when most of the fan bases thought we would end up having a season like the Bears or like the Patriots, where they weren't going to be as good, maybe a whole lot of struggle. But I mean, this year the Commanders really didn't struggle as far as wins and losses, man.
Nah.
Like, I mean, just to play the way that they did, I truly feel like, I feel like we won the draft, bro. Like we're being able to draft Jaden at 2. He's just so far ahead. Yeah. He's just so far ahead of the other quarterbacks, in my opinion. Penix did look good tonight in some situations, but he had a lot of overthrows. That touchdown throw to Kyle Pitts was nice. I had to tip my cap to him because I was like, man, that's crazy. I mean, what can you do except not let him get behind you in a 4th and goal situation? But that's a whole other story.
But everything he threw was left. If you look at it, he threw left. He threw left. He threw left. He threw left.
And was attacking Michael Davis.
It was attacking Michael Davis. Like, can we bring somebody else? Can you slide him up? Can we stop playing cover 3? Can you play a little bit of press man? Like, come on.
You know what? You said that, Glenn. Getting turned around the way they were getting turned around in cover 3 situations were crazy, bro. Like even Sanders still got turned around.
Oh, London got him.
By Drake London on the 4th down. Oh my God.
But it's like it just goes to it, man. Like in the winning time situations, man. You just gotta bone up and play, bro. You gotta play. I said this like halfway through the 4th quarter. I was like, "Where's Frankie Louvu?"
Yeah,
I didn't hear his name get called. He didn't make no impact, in my opinion. He probably got a few tackles or some assists, but normally past few weeks he has been emphasizing point on the game, and I hadn't seen anything from him tonight. But it don't matter because we won. We're excited. We're feeling
one
good.
Tackle tonight. One tackle tonight.
See, like was he hurt?
It's okay. It's all good. He's allowed to have a bad game. He's my tribal chief. He's allowed to have a bad game.
Yeah.
I acknowledge you, Frankie. I still acknowledge you. I acknowledge you, Frankie.
Yeah. Did any of you think Riley Patterson's kick was going in? Because I thought
I did.
It was online.
It
was online. I couldn't tell when it was dying, but I like it was online.
That gust of wind hit it, baby. It was going. It was going in. And I told my son, he had just walked in the room. I'm like, God, dog, they lost. And then I saw the kick drop. I said, "Oh, dang, no good."
Yeah, man.
It was straight down the center, dog.
Man, it goes to it, bro. I'm telling you, man. We have something on our side this year. Is that in every situation where we should lose, in every situation where we have lost, we have another opportunity. And I truly believe, and like I told y'all, man, and I've said this on other shows, I truly believe, man, this divine favor over this team this year, where the building is packed. You know, Northwest Stadium looked very beautiful tonight in prime time. The vibe is completely different. The vibe all day, man. Me and my wife went out earlier today in our, Commander stuff. A lot of random dap ups. The people I've never met. A lot of head nods. I met a Falcons fan today. He was like, "Man, I'm concerned about the night, man. I think y'all probably get it, but good luck. That 5 is playing well. Like all that, bro. The vibe is better when we're better, man. And we have something open. The whole change of the roster. The whole change of the front office has given this fan base and given this team brand new life. Where, like I said, you don't leave until it's 0-0-0 on the clock. There's if it's time on the clock, we have a chance. And as long as 5 is healthy and able, he can go win us the game. And I love that for us and what that could mean in the near future for us, man.
I'm gonna be negative now. I need to be negative.
But there was
negative now.
There's nothing divine about Raheem Morris's clock management, which
my God, terrible.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
How he doesn't use the timeout on either one of those drives at the end of the half and in the end of regulation that's beyond me. Plus, honestly, I'd have gone for 2 after that Pitts touchdown.
I know he wasn't going for 2. The only reason why I knew they weren't going for 2, I'm gonna be real with you, because they're fighting for that division. So I knew they weren't going for it. They didn't want to take a chance. They'd rather take their chances. If they were say they were at a certain playoff spot, not for the division, I think they would have went for. They wouldn't have went for. They would have went for 2. I just knew since they had the division, I knew they weren't going to go for 2 because they had because they hold the cards. They plan to have their own destiny. Because say they missed it, then he would have had it would have been worse. It would have been much worse. Yeah. Everybody loves you when you get it, but they hate it when you don't. They hate you more when you don't.
And now they need the Bucks. It
ended up working out because they got the ball back and could have won the game.
They got the ball back. They had the ball back.
Speaking of that, we talk about being negative. I'm gonna be negative.
We gotta go to the main one. If you're gonna be negative, we can't hold back. We gotta be. It's gotta be the main negative.
I'm not holding back because I'm not gonna hold back on Cliff Kingsbury on that drive. You only take 10 seconds, 20 seconds off the clock.
Oh, that was bad.
Run the freaking football, right?
Yeah.
At least make them burn their timeouts, right?
That's right.
They got the ball at 120 and 120, and they got it back with 55 seconds. Come on, Cliff. What are we doing? Run the football. Off read, zone read, something. Run the ball up the middle. Run the ball, right? You throwing the ball. You're throwing deep. You still need to get down the field.
I mean, he did drop the ball though.
He did drop it. He dropped that one.
I'm not even like I get it 3rd and 5, but when you start off throwing the ball on 1st down, 2nd down, run the football. Establish some clock. A sense of urgency. We practice this every week, right? 14 had a big drop. I'm not gonna be so hard on 14 because 14 made some good catches tonight, right?
Hey, well, man.
14 played well tonight. 14 had some big catches tonight because let's be honest, they talked about it in the Minnesota Green Bay game, right? Sometimes when you play alongside greatness or you play alongside somebody who's really good, the supporting cast for the last couple of weeks have been there. The supporting cast for the Washington Commanders has been there for the last couple of weeks, and hey, my hats off to Jamison Crowder, right? To Luke McCaffrey, to Zacchaeus, right? My hats off to those guys. They're doing some things that's been done. Terry couldn't get it done tonight because Terrell locked him down. It is what it is.
And he was dropping passes too. He was
dropping passes. But Terrell was knocking some out of his hand.
No, he was too. It was everything. It really was. It was
everything. So it's a good battle. But my thing to Cliff Kingsbury and even Dan Quinn a little bit. Dan Quinn's clock management is the only bite I have on him. Right? His clock management is not the best. Yeah, it's not the
better
best
than Raheem's.
Yeah, neither is Raheem. Right? That's something they need to work on their game on. But again, Cliff Kingsbury first half didn't call a good game. Inside the red zone, you throwing the ball inside the red zone. Run the ball.
Yeah, Run the ball. I'm with you. So I'm not going to go with that's not my negative. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I want to hear your negative.
Anymore. I mean, that was a cool one. I feel you. That was like that was low key. I mean, I get you. That was a good negative, but that was like an appetizer negative. We going to the encore. We got the main course. Yeah, Mike Davis, bruh, for real, for real. I don't need you on a football field ever again. Your grabbing and clutch situations should not be commended. That thing you need to not be on the football field. Like I said, I tweeted this, and I don't care which side you on, bro. We traded Emmanuel Force for this.
Yeah.
Like he a vet. I get he a vet doing this. We traded him for this. Like, obviously you're not in love with St. Juice to a point where you ain't want him out there. So you wanted to start Mike Davis, and we got that.
Oh.
And we got that against everybody. He got worked by everybody. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm here. I'm like, dog. That third, like that in the back of the end zone. You ain't had to do nothing.
Yeah, that ball.
His whole back was turned, bro.
Bruh, like that pass wasn't even gonna be complete. You ain't gotta do nothing.
That ball's floating out of bounds for sure.
Just turn around. All they had to do is turn around.
Why are you out there? Like, for real, why are you out there? Like, this is it's trying to make the playoffs. Like, now I'm shook. Now I'm like, yo, Lat, you got to be ready now. Like, we gonna save you for the Cowboys. You don't gotta play, but we need you the first playoff game. I can't have that. I know you don't trust St. Juice. I can't have that though. I can't have that.
Bro, I said a 70% Lattimore could have done better than Michael Davis because I'm telling you, bro. Like, I mean that wholeheartedly, man. Because just watching him, bro, just out of position, just couldn't do anything. And then what happens is with a lot of times when him and BSJ would get calls, it's just like they all back to back in the same clutch situations, you know. And then it didn't just speaks to like, bruh, in spite of that, we still find a way to come up with a play and get a stop or get it done. But it's just like, bro, that has to, among other positions, that we can't have second and third team guys be complete bums, because after your starter, that's what it feels like. Percy Butler, he's got to be gone. Like,
why is he out there? Why is he consistently out? Why is he out there?
When they go NASCAR and go 4 DNs, and then they go with five defensive backs, he can't be one of the defensive backs.
He can't be. He's not better default. He's not better default.
That was a 4th down situation with 4th and goal.
Yes.
Where all you got to do is don't let nobody behind you. Don't let nobody.
Yes.
And he ran behind them and scored. Now, granted, even if that's not what the coverage is called, you have to use your football brain and understand how the defenses work. So if everybody's running and getting to the goal line and hooking up, don't let them get behind you, bro.
Yo, he fell for an inside route when they needed 4th and 11.
Bro, they need to get in the end zone. They needed to get in the end zone.
They needed end zone, and you fell for the inside route.
Bro, like this, I've been saying, like, yo, there's something about this staff that does me, man. I can't. Of all like the blessing of the staff.
I don't think
this staff. Go ahead.
I think these players some of these players are dumb. I'm not saying that to judge them, but I think this staff is well prepared. I think this staff is coaching these guys correctly.
I agree with you.
Some of these players do not know how to play football in situations.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay,
my issue is that it's like I'm talking about who you decide to put out there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
for sure.
The love you have for Percy Butler, let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. He runs fast. That's amazing. He's fast. It's amazing. But in coverage,
he's one of Ron's.
In coverage, he's one of Ron's boys too. Like in coverage though, and it's consistent. He gets lost. It's a consistent thing. I'm sorry, he gets lost. It is what it is. I don't care who's your coach. It could be Ron Rivera, now Dan Quinn. He gets lost. He's good at special teams. Let him play special teams. Put this man like. I've seen enough of I'll take Defoe over that. Like, I will take Defoe over that. Like, you can't.
Because at least Defoe will knock somebody out.
Exactly.
In the process.
Exactly. Give me that. Give me that. But don't give me somebody. And like, when we drafted Butler, I had high hopes for Butler. So I ain't one of them dudes. I had high hopes for him. But when you show me who you are consistently, I'm going to take you for face value. Look, I'm going to trust you. You want me to trust you? I trust you. This is who you are. Bruh. This is who you are, and I trust you.
Peters. Hey, look, I hope nobody else really fell in love with anybody left for the Ron Rivera era, myself included, because you know who I'm still in love with from the Ron Rivera era, De'Ami Brown. That's my guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if none of them are on the roster next year, because truthfully, the roster on the back end has to get exponentially better. And what we've seen is that our back end roster is not good. Yeah. So that's why I think with Dan Quinn should be up for coach of the year, but that's a whole nother conversation. But what the coaching staff has been able to do with with the lack of talent after the ones is beyond me, because with most teams, they're not able to capitalize when their ones go down. They will falter, but when your ones are playing so well, they kind of keep you in the game. But our 2s and 3s are bad, and that's going to take some time to rebuild. That doesn't happen in one off season. They did it in succession. You get some 1s that can play, and then you got to work and build your 2s and your 3s. So what they've been able to do, I commend them, but that should only mean positivity going forward, because if they were able to do that, replenishing the roster in one season, imagine what they can do after 2 and 3 drafts when they got their guys and they got comparable guys that can play and be talented. You can be good from 1 to 53 on the roster.
And I agree with you. On IG, Redskins said, who that new trash linebacker? I think you mean cornerback. Who was awful? We talking about I guess you're talking about cornerback Davis. Yeah, it's definitely Davis. Mike Davis was a new. He's trash. If you're talking about Mike Davis, he's just trash. Like, I'm over Mike Davis. Like, I've never seen a vet like that bad, to the point that you're targeting a vet. Like, you target them. They target. Even like, I think somebody said it. Like, Collinsworth called him out.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, this is the matchup. This is the matchup you should go to. And I'm like, bro,
they're going to Davis. Wherever Davis is lined up, that's where they're going to throw the ball to him.
That was bad. That was bad.
70% of PH would have been better than Davis tonight.
Who? St. Juice?
70% of PH would have been better than Davis tonight.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It got to a point where I was like, put St. Juice out there, bro. And now that's hard for me to say. It was that bad, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't going to lie. I was like, put St. Juice out there, bro.
Mike Davis needs to be stocking shelves at Costco.
Yeah, he needs to be. He needs to be a Wegmans. He needs to trade with. He got to take St. Juice's shift. He got to take a shift. That was bad.
It's glaringly bad, bro. And I feel like whoever's opposite Mikey Sarenstill or Marshawn Lattimore is getting exposed. And I mean, even Sarenstill got
late. No, London got him good. London got him. He freaked him.
But you accept it because he plays well and he makes plays, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can accept that and deal with that. Even when Marshawn got called for some pass interference, you accept that because he'll lock them down the rest of the game. I mean, that just comes with playing corner. It is the toughest position in the league, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, we just got to get better. And if you're depending on Michael Davis, you're depending on Michael Davis to win you a game or to help you from losing the game, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. That's why I truly need Marshawn Lattimore for the playoffs. So he don't have to come back next week. He can sit out. But you gotta have him for the playoffs. Hopefully, if we get the Rams, if we stay in 6. But you gotta have him for the playoffs.
Hey, D-Mitty, stop it. Just stop it. He's done. I don't need him out there.
We're moving St. Juice to the customer, bro.
Yeah, stop it. Yeah, stop it.
He's getting promoted to customer. He's out of here.
Yeah, corner is 50-50 every play. Yeah.
Not for us. Our backup corners is like 70-30.
For real, man. For real. Oh, shout out to my man. Quan Martin, man, that interception.
Yeah,
man.
great interception, bro.
It was, man. I want to go back to being positive, man. I had to make sure that Davis had to be referenced. Like that needs to be. He needs to be reminded of what time it was. But I will say this though, I just didn't like the first half. I thought in general they were just sloppy. I don't even want to say just the offense that took Kingsbury. I just thought in general they were sloppy. Like the penalties, defensively they can't stop the run again. I'm gonna pose this question to you all, man. Like now, since we're heading to the postseason, how concerning is this defense in terms of stopping the run? Because this is like a real problem. Like we talk about it, we gloss over it, but in the postseason, you're gonna have to be able to stop the run. Especially you were talking about like the Rams have a good running game, like they like to run the football, even though you would think that Matthew Stafford they'll throw the football.
With the Rams, they're not facing Bijan Robinson, right? In the against the Rams, you're not facing Saquon Barkley, right? So I'm not too concerned against the Los Angeles Rams. Now, when you go against the Detroit Lions, in that running game,
the Eagles
in that running game, the Vikings in that running game, that's my concern. I'm concerned against any other team except for the Los Angeles Rams, which everything stays true with who they will have the first round. But I am concerned. But again, we got to look at it this way. You give Jonathan Allen a couple weeks under his feet. So they do need to stop the run. You got to stop the run in order to win football games.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna argue with above that. Like Williams is good. He's at 1,300 yards basically already. So they do run.
Kyron Williams.
Yeah, he's 1,300 yards. They run the football.
Hey, that's good. But I'm gonna tell you what, the Rams' offense has not been looking good the past few weeks.
Yeah,
but being able to stop the run is very important. But
yeah.
I think you have to take away one facet of the game from them. And if you could take away one facet of the game from the Rams, they really depend upon trying to find another way to win, which is what they've been doing these past couple weeks. But I truly believe if you can take the run game away from him and leave it up to Matthew Stafford, he might have a Brett Favre week and throw you 4 interceptions.
I agree with you. I think the ability to stop it though. I agree with you. Totally. Everything you just said, I totally agree with you. Like I said the same thing about the Eagles, about Jalen Hurts. Like you take away the run, like let them beat you. They couldn't take away the run. Bijan Robinson, take away the run. Couldn't take away the run. You know what I mean? Like it gets to a point where I'm gonna stop saying take away the run until you do it. Like you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good. Like I'm with you. I feel like it's funny to say this, but I think you take away Williams in that Rams game. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Like I think Stafford will throw you some up, but this team ain't showing me they can stop the run. So how can I believe it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it gets to a point where we just got to look at it like every game, it seems like for a lot of teams, even some guys who are not a dominant receiver or dominant running backs, like the Giants ran wild against us. Their backs aren't dominant. They ran wild against us. The Cowboys, their running back ran wild against us. They're not dominant. He's not dominant. It got to get to a point where you got to say, yo, you got to man up. And usually in football, you are who you are. And I don't want to say that about this team in terms of stopping the run, because I want to say they can get better doing it. But if we're late in this season, and Cliff Collinsworth mentioned it during the telecast, like during the game, saying like, yo, this is their weakness. They can't stop the run. Mm-hmm. And we're the last couple weeks of the season, and we still can't stop the run. So for me, it's concerning. I know in football, I know in playoff time, I don't care who you got in quarterback. That's a big indicator, like stopping the run. Peyton Manning and the Colts, they had a prolific offense, but that defense couldn't stop the run. That held them back to getting the Super Bowls because they couldn't stop the run. So we got to be able to stop the run if you want to do anything in the postseason.
Yeah. A 1 week season, man. 1 week season. However you stop, whatever you can stop. Just do it.
Part of that is you need Lattimore out there so that you can play him one-on-one and you can have
bingo.
We are not packing people in the box because we are trying to hide these corners that stink. And that's maybe and you can maybe argue that Bijan Robinson's so good that it wouldn't have mattered tonight if we had Lattimore, for instance. But I think it would matter.
It would have mattered.
Because that's I mean, I know it's a kind of a thin read to hang on, but they stopped Saquon Barkley in the second half last week when they had Lattimore on there before he got hurt, because they just loaded up and were able to do so. We've got to be able to load up on a Kyron Williams, on a Jameer Gibbs, on a whoever it's going to be.
Bucky Irvin.
But there's been no break defense, and we knew this all year long. There's been no break defense. They don't give up 100 yards much. Like I said, Robinson got 90 yards a night. They get right to the cusp where you think they get 100, and they readjust. And when I say they readjust, if you look at the last couple of weeks, this team has readjusted at halftime on the second half, and they still have stopped some of the top runners in the league. So guess what? Joe Witt has done a good halftime adjustment to help them stop the running. So that's one of the things. But in the playoffs, we know you sometimes when teams jump out early, that's it. That's the thing. So this team has to be ready to adjust on the fly and not have to wait till halftime to readjust. But also something, the Falcons saw something tonight that most teams have did against Washington all year long. That's run on outside. Saquon bounces to the outside. They run to the outside. They run outside of Washington. That means somebody's not setting the edge. Right, the corners are not setting the edge. The ends are not setting the edge. So you need some edge guys to be able to at least hold them guys up. The edge got to be set. So Washington needs to go back to the drawing board and learn how to set an edge. With that, here's a question for you guys, and I'll bring it to the chat. Washington next week. How long do you let your guys play?
I don't got to play it all, man. I'm good.
We're going for the 6th seed. We're going full board. We're going for the 6th seed. We don't want to. Well, I shouldn't say that. We prefer not to play Philadelphia in round 1. We would rather play the Rams. Let's go full bore. We're not. There's no unless that doesn't matter to this team, there is no reason to rest anybody. When Tampa Bay won and when the Packers lost, you knew you were going to have something to play for this week, one way or the other, or this coming week. And now that we're in the playoffs, let's get the best seed we can, because Green Bay, I know they didn't look like it today, but they are going to be dangerous in this playoffs as a 7, and I want to keep them there. And I would rather go to LA, have a game on the road where half the stadium is going to be burgundy and gold, and let's freaking go. So none of this resting players or this or that. Lattimore shouldn't play because he's hurt. Maybe a couple of the people like Beata shouldn't play because they're hurt. Other than that, if you're better than 70% to go, you're going and you're playing. And that's that.
Go ahead, Derek. I'll have my response. Go ahead.
So I have 2 things in regards to that question, Glenn. I want to say, first off, I want to beat Dallas. I want to beat the Cowboys. We owe them. Like, I don't like how that happened earlier this year. I want to beat them. You know what I'm saying? And then secondly, I think the guys got to play because I want to keep the momentum, right? We're 3-0 out of the bye week, and guys are finding a way to win. And I like this point. We aren't a contender. The team still has some guys that are figuring out how to win football in these types of situations. I don't want them to take a break and think that they don't and think that they've made it. No, continue to fight and continue to build that callus, have some adversity and kind of be able to get through some of these situations. I want them to continue to play. I want to beat Dallas, and I want them to go out of here 4-0 and do it. And we haven't done anything yet. I want to make sure guys stay healthy. I don't want nobody to, no, nothing like that. But we got to keep playing ball, and I want to get to 12 wins. 12 wins? Yes, I want to get to 12 wins, man.
All right. So you ain't healthy. I don't need you out there. That's just what it is now.
Yeah.
I'm there now. If you ain't healthy, I don't want you out there. I don't get if you're 70, I don't want you out there. Because 70 is gonna hurt you from being an 80 to 90 in the postseason. That's the most important game to me.
So you want 100% health?
I want you 100%. I want you to be. I don't want no regrets going into a postseason game.
Yeah.
I don't want no regrets. So if you're 70, no, I don't want you out there. You better be damn near 95 to 8 to 100 for you to be out there. So if De'Ami Brown got that hamstring pull, he's feeling a little bit better. Nah, bro. Sit your butt down. If Lattimore is 85, nah. I'd rather you be ready for whoever, AJ Brown or Hookah. Yeah. Like if you ain't 100%, we ain't beating. We definitely don't got a chance to beat you. So why would I want you out there? I need you 100%. Because we're in now. I need you at 100. We can avoid whatever. Eventually, you're going at the end of the day, if Washington wins and another team loses, how things play out, I can't dictate what the Packers are going to do in the first round of playoffs. Because they're still a lower seed. If they lose to Philly, we still got to see Detroit.
Yeah.
It don't matter to me at this point in time. Like the way the NFL playoffs work, the lower seed plays the better team, regardless. So it's not like we're even if we get the 6th seed, yeah, there's a better chance. But it ain't great. It ain't like the Packers
dogs at some point.
Yeah, and the Packers against the Eagles, if that's the matchup. The Eagles are still a favorite. They're still the favorite. They may have a better chance to win, but they're still the favorite. So if they beat them, we're still going to see Detroit, regardless. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you're not 100%, I don't want you out there. JD5, I may give him a half to be real with you. I don't need you to take a check because they do running plays with you. I don't need you getting hurt. I don't need you getting hurt.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They run the ball with them like you saw the game today, and his mentality is to win a game. Mm-hmm. You could protect him. Yeah, I'm not mad about getting him a rhythm. I'm not saying that, but you could protect him, bro. We in. Do you see how this offense is when he not you've seen this offense? He had to save us a couple of times. Now if that's not available, where do you think we gonna be at? Nah, you gotta be I'm gonna play it by ear, and I'm gonna see how it works. But this game to me is not going to be. I'm not going to be we got to take this one. The team's health is going to. The players who Biadish, you not playing.
Yeah.
No. Do not all them hey, Luke, you're not playing. I need you 100% for the playoffs. I don't need you 70% for the playoffs. I need you at 100.
Yeah.
So if you were 70 and a rest will give you 80 to 85, I'll take you 80-85.
Yeah. To beat the man, you got to beat the man. What Flair said, right?
Mm-hmm.
To beat the man, you got to beat the man. So, I see people in the chat. Look, this team, and I asked the question because somebody think, I agree with most people. Go play the first half.
You may see Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Rack up the first half and points and beat this bad Dallas team. I'm with DH. You owe them one, right?
Yeah.
You owe them one. Right, they really owe. We really owe them one.
Yeah.
All right, and do it in Jerry World. The Dallas team looked bad today playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. Show people this is another game where we talked about it with the New Orleans Saints game, in which they didn't do it. You need to show people that you belong in the playoffs. Show people that you go drop 40 on Dallas and give up 0 or give up 3. Right. Go drop this on, and that's what needs to take place. This Washington team needs to go out there and be aggressive, run the football, and then at halftime, go set Jaden Daniels down, and we see Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, and I think too with that point, you still have something to play for. You're not the 1 seed.
Yeah,
you still have something to play for.
Yeah,
and you still need to be able to build that callus, man, and let the guys know that hey. We can't sit down and take a break just because we made the playoffs. What's good making the playoffs if you don't do anything with the opportunity in the playoffs? We got to keep it going and keep it rolling. And I don't think Dan Quinn will let them take a break. I think he'll manage it properly, however they need, whether it's going play into a half or whatever. But I think we'll manage it well next week. But I do want to beat the Cowboys.
I'm just saying, if you ain't 100%, there's no need for
yeah,
you to play.
for sure. No, you're
know what
right.
I'm saying?
I
There's
agree.
no need.
I agree.
I'm not saying not to like. You should try to beat the Cowboys.
Oh, they're still gonna try to win.
Yeah, I think you should definitely put all your effort into it. But I think
we don't want to put anybody's health in question.
Yeah, like especially when you got we're witnessing it, man. Like to your point, DH, like what Jaden's doing, we need this in the play. This is what the playoffs are meant for people like him.
Yeah,
for players like him. So you don't want to hinder him for that. Especially again, if it wasn't for the way they utilize him, I wouldn't be as concerned. It's like we got him on sweeps. We running him all. I'm like, all right, like I don't want nothing fluke. Like I don't want nothing fluke.
There is a guaranteed game in 2 weeks.
There you go.
True.
For us.
Good. Right. That's
so
true.
There is a guaranteed playoff game. So we need everybody healthy for that game, right? So that should really go into the decision next week for us to do it. And this is something, and I'm being honest when I say this. When we won the division a couple years ago and made the playoffs, I didn't feel like we were going to do anything. I feel like this year, this is a completely different ball club. And I feel like any opportunity this team has, they have the opportunity to take full advantage of it because this team does not quit. This team does not give up. This team doesn't hang their heads. And this team is not like how the fans are. This team is very optimistic. This team doesn't give up on each other when there's a turnover. They don't, they keep rallying and they play for each other. It's so easy for fans to give up because that's what we're used to. We're used to losing in those situations. Right. But this team finds a way to win. They have built up enough stamina within themselves to go out and get the dub. So this team is doing some things that teams of old have not done. So I truly believe that this is a different ball club going into this 2024 playoffs, and you want everybody healthy, and who knows what the outcome of these games could be because it's a 1-game season every week.
Yeah, we play with house money. At this point, you're playing with house money.
That's what man said.
With house money.
That's what actually my man Trey said. He said we playing everything's on icing on the cake. I totally agree. Everything's icing on the cake right now. You know what I'm saying? Like to his point, like we got folks who want to be here in the off season. We got people who want to be here free agency. Like we playing with house money right now in terms of where we're at right now. So
and you still can take the league by surprise because nobody's expecting you to do anything. They expect Jaden to play well, but nobody's expecting you to make waves in the playoffs. They're like, oh yeah, it's a Commanders team. It's a good team. It's a good story, but nobody's expecting you to do anything in the playoffs. So that's why you go and shock some folk.
Yes, I'm saying it's almost like, in my opinion, I'm going far back when Michael Vick went in the Lambeau Field and got and knocked them out. Like I feel like you got that vibe right now where the expectation is you're gonna lose, but you got 5. So that when you got 5, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, to your point, DH, this team hasn't been dominated. Maybe the only time they've been dominated like thoroughly was probably the Tampa game. The Tampa game was the only game that we were truly dominated. So like how much you say, Glenn?
And they was trying to find themselves. That was the first game.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, like when you're in the postseason, you've competed against everybody. You know what I'm saying? The best of the best. Competed against the Ravens, competed against the Steelers. I mean, no, they're struggling now. But still, you competed against these individuals. Regardless of the Eagles, you beat the Eagles once. And even the first game you competed with the Eagles, you had to leave for 3 quarters and some change. So you competed with the best of the best in football already. So when you got 5 out there, like you should feel like you can beat anybody. I totally believe that. Like you should have that vibe. So I just want this team at its strength and its core. Like I'm not like I see my man my man Rory said like everybody's banged up, but there's a level. I'm talking about a level of health though. There's certain levels. Like I don't need Biotish. For instance, Biotish had to miss the rest of the game. I don't need Biotish playing next week. Yeah, like I don't need him playing next week. Obviously, he wasn't good enough to come back. You ain't healthy enough to play. That's how I look at it. I'd rather have you back. You're valuable. You're a Pro Bowl caliber center. I need you out. I need you. You know what I mean? Like that's just my thought process. Trey said, "What Ricky has done has done so many comeback victories that we cannot expect will happen." Like exactly. You know what I'm saying? I agree that Jaden gives you that hope, bro. His comebacks have been crazy.
I do want to make this point about the quarterback runs and what you said. Somebody tell Cliff next week it's that ball to Chris Rodriguez once in a while. to give that, and even to Brian Robinson. I know Brian Robinson had a tough night in some respects, but he had some good runs too. I know you have to run the quarterback power and the quarterback sweep and this and that.
Yeah.
But this week, maybe just cut that back and let's give the running backs a few more totes.
No,
Yeah,
hold on, Joe.
if you, I ain't gonna lie, if you're gonna do that, like that's my thing. Like I think the game plan has to be tailored a little bit to a point where if you're gonna play Jayden, to not do it as much, because, bro, the Cowboys aren't playing. They're not playing to play. Okay, they probably give 0 F's about what's gonna go on with Jayden Daniels, right? Because they got their season ends. So I'm gonna limit his runs like that. To be real with you, if I'm gonna play him, I'm gonna keep him sharp, trying to throw the football. To be real with you, rather than him going out there running sweeps and stuff like that.
Man, keep him upright.
Yeah, like because he gets sweeps. Because my issue is not that he's running, is that he runs to the teeth of the defense. Like he'll get he running into the teeth of where the big boys lay at. Yeah, not where the cornerbacks, where the big boys lay at. I don't need you being hit by where the big boys lay at. I'd rather you run where the outside, where you go on against DBs or whatever. You can the option to run out of bounds or whatever. I don't need you to be running where them big boys are at.
What would we be saying this if we don't say that about Lamar Jackson, right? Do people say
I would do that with Lamar too if I'm a Raven fan. I'm just not a Raven fan.
what I'm saying is we got to look at what JD5 did tonight, right? The reason he did this, and most times I think he would have slid. He knew the importance. I had that question of Candy earlier, right? They understand the importance of the game. JD5 understood the moment. He understood the importance of the game, and he said, "Guess what? I'm gonna put you on my back tonight, hurt or not hurt. I'm gonna put you on my back, and I'm gonna get the job done." And so some of those that he didn't see the read. Guess what? I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna put you all on my back. I'm gonna will my way first down. And it didn't start transferring not only to him, but we saw it with Chris Rodriguez, right?
Oh, he was playing
with that tough run that he had. Then we saw it with McNichols getting the first down that he had. So what JD5 did was transfer the attitude, the mindset that he has to everybody else. Because everybody else say, like, yo, if my quarterback can do it, I got it too. My quarterback can do it, and you saw that with the running power and running behind everybody else did. Now, I don't want to see it every week. I agree with you. I don't want to see it every week. But if I don't want to see it next week. Now, I don't want to see it next week. Like that, but when we get into the playoffs, I take it because it's only one game. It's one game series.
You don't leave nothing to wonder in the playoffs.
You don't leave nothing to wonder. So if you got to pull it and run in the playoffs, cool. Now when we get back to the playoffs. When we get back to next week 1, I don't want to see it again.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't have an issue with his hero style. I don't get not that. It's the design. It's the design runs. They're design runs that he's running into the teeth of the defense, which I'm not a fan of. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be a fan of. I get this game because there was a lot you wanted to make sure you got in the postseason. I get this game, but the next game I don't need those design runs. No, I don't need those design runs.
I agree with Sean.
Jay got blasted right before the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, I know. I don't need that
on that run.
I can almost guarantee that it may be 2 design runs next week. I mean, sorry, like 5, a little under 5. And it may not even be a design run. It'll probably be a read option where he keeps the ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think it's going to be any design runs like that quarterback sweep, which actually I thought was a very nice play design.
It was
with the jet motion and then coming out with your, got a good kick out block, and then you got going to the second level. If he could have got that edge, man, Jaden could took it to the house. And then Chris Collinsworth made a point, man. He just said Jayden Daniels just like he's gliding out there when he runs, bro. He doesn't. He's not turning on the jets. He just looks so smooth when he's out there on the field, man. So I love it.
Yeah. Agree with this, Mike, real quick.
Oh, Mike, right here. When what did Mike say?
When Jaden got
right here. I got you.
When Jaden got bit scared. Was I scared?
Boy,
I think everybody lost breath for a minute and thought Marcus Mariota was going to come in.
I thought, that was like
that go to a young age, man, and being limber. And I think, and if you see it, he kind of was able, like they said, he got his leg out of there at the end, but he kind of was able to roll with it a little bit. He got bent back and was able to get that leg out of there, and he was all right. But I looked, because I initially thought, I was like, oh boy, I was like, please get up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then he hopped right up.
A lot of that stuff was design runs. Like, it was like, oh yeah, they can't stop your legs. It was just more that last drive. There was a lot of design runs that last drive.
It was the last drive.
I was like, damn, Cliff.
Cliff was like, I'm gonna feed you, baby, feed me.
I know he felt like, I ain't gonna lie, he felt like he was a back. I ain't gonna hold you. It was like, all right, Cliff,
let's go 18 keep. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, all right, bro, I see you. Hey, I'm gonna open up. So, hey, I'm gonna open up the lines up for whoever wants to come in and have a comment. You'll have a minute. I'm gonna put the link into the chat. You have a minute to say what you guys say about this game. But yeah, so the floor is open for y'all if y'all want to go ahead and chime in.
Yeah, why you doing that? I was on bringing out you, man. Yo, guys, if you want to super chat us, man, just super chat us.
Thank you, bro.
Opportunity out here tonight to super chat. We got that capability now, so if you want to drop a super chat, hey, drop one. Got one.
Pull up on that, man, and smash the like button everywhere that you're watching. Retweet it, repost it. Let your friends and family know that you're watching one of the best post-game shows from the Commanders content creators, man. So make sure you pull up because I'm telling you, like you said, man, let's keep us in the algorithm, man. With this, a lot of these cross promotions and all that stuff, man, it's working, man. So keep us in the algorithm. Make sure you smash that like button.
Oh, I got my guy here, man. I got Paul.
Paul is in the building, baby.
Paul's in the building.
What's up, Paul?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
What's up, Paul? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling, Paul? You got the W on. How you feeling, bro?
I'm excited. I'm glad we're going to Cali. So, but you know how I am, y'all. I'm glad we won. Excited, but last 3 games we've been playing inconsistent.
Yeah.
We gotta play well. We're gonna get to the divisional playoffs and beat a top team. But don't get it confused. I'm excited. You know, this game should have been close. Really, we just too many penalties. Just stuff like that. I mean, this is like stuff they did the first week of against the Giants. Like we get to the red zone, nobody could stop us getting into the red zone. We just beat ourselves. Yeah. You know, and you know, on the defensive side, you know how it is with 25, 24, you know, right now they're twins to me. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The team go after him, so you know, no big deal. I think the ops be listening to this show for real because we tell them what to do and they go do it. So
hey, what
I know we the ops right now, bro. We the ops.
What the twin powers activate?
Right.
Yo, I tell you, man, it's crazy. We the ops, man. Like they target the bums, man. They go target. It's wild how they were just targeting Mike Davis. I ain't gonna lie again. I rather have St. It was to a point where I was rather have St. Juice out there. That was that bad.
Hey, whoa! I thought the same thing. I had to catch myself.
I was like, yo, the way they were like, they treated him like Oprah. You get a car. Like he was getting work.
Yeah,
like, he was getting work. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, bruh, this is not the move. This is not the move. But like Paul, you started the season. I think you had this team win 11 games though, right? You had this team win 11 games.
And the reason why I said I knew was going to win 11, like I told you early in the year, is that basically we won 7 games in the past couple of years with bum quarterbacks. Jaden was good from 4th rip.
Okay.
Jaden will win us 4 games. So I was like, well, yeah, we got a chance to win 11 games this year. Looking at the schedule, who we got on our roster, we will win 11 games, no problem. When we won 11 games, and I'm happy for that. My thing is and everybody made great points in the chat, and y'all did, but this roster is not even near complete.
Agreed.
Right. Agreed.
JD, to me, I think JD just told Cliff, give me the ball, man. I don't want to deal with nobody else. Just give me the ball. Let me make the decision. Let me do what I do, and let's just get out of here. That's it.
Now he definitely put on a Superman role, right? Put a Superman game on in this joint. I ain't gonna lie. You could tell like that drive was all JD5.
Yeah,
it was all JD5.
Now I will say this: after he got hit in that last run, he said, "Look, I ain't running no more." He threw that touchdown pass. Like,
he tapped out.
Yeah,
and I don't know if y'all noticed this either. That when he was running forward, you know, he still had a lot of space before the line of scrimmage. He had Zacchaeus pop back to the back of the end zone. I don't know if you saw, but watch that replay on that play when he got hit. On the play when he got hit, right? He was approaching the front of the line. I thought he was going to loft it over his head because Zacchaeus started backing up when his defender came in and hit him. So he could have just dumped it right over the top of his head. Like watch when you'll notice it when you watch it, but because I saw that
I thought he was but on that one, I thought he was going to hit the corner. It looked like he had speed to hit the
I thought he had enough speed to hit the corner. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought he had enough speed to hit the corner.
I thought he did too.
That's like Mike Jordan, you know, with the option of me taking his jump over Bill Cartwright.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. I feel him though. I feel him. I would trust myself. I would trust myself more.
He trusts himself more.
I would trust myself more in that situation. I would. Hey, Paul, man, thanks for being on, bro. You know I appreciate you, homie.
All right, appreciate you later.
Appreciate you. Yeah, man. But I'm with Paul, man. Like, we definitely roster isn't all. It ain't done yet. Like, we do know.
Schedule at least.
Yeah. Would you say, George? Would you say?
Had a schedule.
Yeah, we had a schedule. We definitely had a schedule. So
imagine
team next year, nobody would bat an eye. They'd be saying, "Okay, we will do that." Not supposed to be 11-win team this year.
Facts. Alexa, this roster brought Washington wins and the playoffs with everything they want in front of them. Week 1 1 week at a time. Agree. 1 week at a time.
Imagine, guys.
DH told you, we don't have the depth.
Nope.
We're not supposed to be winning 11 because we just don't have the depth to do it. And the fact that it's remarkable.
Imagine being able to build your dream house, guys. And building your house takes time, but building your dream house, you build it to your specific things that you want. Imagine being able to build your dream house, and as it's being built, you're still able to live in there comfortably before it's even done. That's what we're doing right now. We're building our dream house, but we're still able to live. We're still able to eat, cook, use the facilities, everything. And this is not even done yet. So imagine how much better it's going to feel living in your dream home when everything is done to the way that you want it. So us being able to do that right now is so special. And right now there is no expectation. It's just that we're going to enjoy it as we're doing it. You know what I mean? We're going to enjoy it as we're doing it. And just, every year that passes on, we'll keep adding on to that house and building it just like how we want to, man. I love that for us. And I love the fact that we're playing, bro. That we're making some noise. The league is on notice now. Jaden Daniels is the clear-cut, undisputed offensive rookie of the year.
Easily.
No, going away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's no question.
Yeah.
And just to be able to have him on our side, man, one of the best players in the league at that position, to be able to have him on our side, it's remarkable, man.
Hey, two negative things. Two negative things. Again, 4 for 6 in the red zone. They still struggle that area, right? They still
stupid holding calls.
Yeah, and this is the negative they need to clean up because they did it last week against Philly. This week, 13 penalties for 108 yards.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
You can't win football games like that. In the 13 penalties for 108 yards. Last week they had a lot of penalties as well, right? We all remember the Giants game when they couldn't score because of all the penalties in the red zone, right? You should be getting better at this time of the year and not getting worse. This team is, as far as the penalties, some say it's the referees, whatever case may be, seem like they're getting worse when it comes to penalties, and they need to fix that and clean that up in the next week or two.
No, it ain't referees.
I know it's not referees. My referee comment was for somebody who said it would be. It's not referees. It's the Commanders doing what they need to do, and a lot of these penalties on the secondary.
Yeah, it's like it's not playing, but it's not being structured. That's what it is. It's just like I need them to be like structured in what they're doing. It's just there's some dumb stuff. Like I think I saw you tweeted, and I agree with you. Like Dante Fowler, he's definitely on a list. He's on something.
Yeah,
but you got to understand the situation, bro. Like they're looking for you to do this. They're obviously looking at you. Like, dog, lower your target, bro. It's not even lower your target. Just lower your target.
But the one joint where it benefited him was that he caused the fumble on that one. So it been like you're willing to take the penalties when the guy make plays. He has a high motor. He is always attacking, but you just have to be smarter. The refs are gonna call you if you're hitting them in the head and you're coming high. The ball is already gone, bro. You have to adjust your game. That's just what you got to do. I don't care if that's the way I play. Well, you're gonna have to play different. Or they're gonna call it on you every time. That's not an excuse for me. You're a pro. You have to be able to change your game up. So that's no longer an excuse because it's gonna be something like that could cost us the game in the playoffs because you don't want to change how you play ball. You got to change how you play ball.
Yeah, I agree with you. That and I like Mikey's my guy, but like that led to a touchdown, being him lining up all sides. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, we got to be smart. Like, it's too late in the season to make dumb mistakes like this. Like, you gotta be smart.
Talking about that as the turning point of this game, because
the game, to me, if that doesn't happen, I feel like we have all the momentum.
Yeah, because 7-0 stopped them kicking field goals.
7-3. Then all right, JD and the company can go ahead and march down and probably get another touchdown or whatever. So it's just like you gotta be smart, man. Like one, you're probably trying to play the fake anyway because you're not trusting a situation. So why are you even lined up that way?
Yeah.
And just play smart football. Paul was like, should JD5 be an MVP race? Nah, I wouldn't say no.
The November killed him when he hurt his back.
Yeah.
If his back, if those 3 game losers, if he had not hurt his back and he had the November and the numbers did stay consistency, yes, but November killed him. No.
Yeah, Lamar, Josh Allen, like it's not even Saquon Barkley.
I mean, Saquon Barkley, right? If he breaks the record next week, right?
It's not a it's not. Nah, he's not realistic. Like shouldn't be in a conversation. But again, great season. Not a knock on. Great season. Amazing.
Yeah, he's gonna win the Rookie of the Year, no question.
Yeah, hands down. Like so. Fowler is a great player. I mean, he's a good player. I can call him great. He's a good player.
Was on Atlanta with that stupid illegal contact penalty that turned the game the other way in our favor.
Yeah, I just think that like you just got to be smarter. I don't like dumb football. Like our margin for error isn't high. Like we can't look, we've been getting away with a lot but also like the Eagles, we got away with a lot. So that's JD5 being great. Then this game, I felt like we were the better team in terms of throughout the season who looks better or whatnot. But I just thought that, with the penalties, we made that game tougher than what it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? And I just think you got to be smarter because when we get in the season, we weren't making these mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like we was playing clean football, no turnovers, lack of penalties. We weren't being overly penalized at the beginning of the season. We were probably one of the cleaner teams in football, more disciplined teams in football. Like now, I don't know what's happening. I don't think we're as disciplined, and that's what's annoying me. Like that's one thing I mean, this coaching staff deserves credit. Like they're the terms of discipline and how this team's prepared. Like in the beginning of the season, I was like, yo, this is way different from Ron Rivera, and it still is. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I want that back because they were doing that in the beginning of the season. At least give me that. Like I just want your discipline. I want you guys to be more disciplined. That's all. Like that pass, like that off. Sorry, go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead.
I do too, but one thing I just realized that all the JD5 moments that we talk about came at home. Hail Mary was at home. Philadelphia Eagles was at home. Tonight was at home. We're not playing at home anymore.
Well, the Bengals, he was good on the road. The Bengals on Monday. That was that big touchdown.
Bengals were on the road.
Yeah.
They have to be able to do this on the road in hostile territory. If they want to go on a run, we talked about it on the podcast, right, George? To go on a run, this team has to do some things to make a deep run. And to make a deep run is keep him upright. We talk about that. Run the football. Don't give up 108 yards of penalties. Be disciplined. You talk about Wale. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. And don't turn the ball over. And this team has a shot. I'm not saying they're not Super Bowl contenders, but guess what? There's some teams that get in the playoffs who are not Super Bowl contenders when they get in.
Get to the bowl.
Get to the bowl.
There is.
Get to the bowl.
I'll name a team. It's funny.
The Pittsburgh Steelers did it with Ben Roethlisberger when it was in the 16th.
Yeah, Atlanta did it when they beat Minnesota Vikings with Moss and Carter and company. They weren't supposed to go to the bowl. They weren't real. Yeah. Oh man, thanks for. Oh man, it's you. That's you, bro.
So, hey, appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for the super chat. So, I appreciate you, dog.
I appreciate you, dog.
Hey, if I don't support my guys, who's gonna support my guys?
I appreciate you, bro.
That, man.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh, somebody knew. That's my guy. I appreciate you.
That's how we grow wealth, man. We keep it in the house, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I appreciate you.
Support's coming back to you, man.
Yeah, it will. It definitely will, man. Definitely will. You already know.
Yeah, that's why I was over here trying to figure out how to do it. I was looking down like,
dude, I've never done it in my life. I've never done it. That's why I need to start reminding me. I told Glenn like I need to start mentioning it because we're like
I do it all the time to people, man. I support a lot of other podcasts I'm on, and I always support brothers and people that do it.
I definitely appreciate that. Deluxe Atlanta came in highly motivated. I do agree with this because we talked about this in the pregame. They had a ton of on the line. Washington took the punches and came back swinging. That was my thing. I wanted them to match Atlanta's energy.
Yes,
you know what I mean. I said that I wanted them to match their energy, and they in the beginning it kind of was like
they matched their energy, but almost in a bad way.
In a bad way, it was just not. It's like they just weren't being disciplined in it. You know what I mean? That was my issue. I guess they didn't. Yeah, that first half they didn't match Atlanta's energy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just didn't feel like they matched it. I think that's why they were playing so sloppy. Like once they got hit in the mouth, I felt like they were like, oh man, we're confused because JD5 was confused for a little bit because of how they were blitzing him. You could tell like he didn't know where to go. He wasn't sure about where to go with the football. But yeah, the second half adjustments where is that? It's like that Joe Gibbs mentality, like that second half making your adjustments in the second half. We're not used to this anymore. Like being with Ron and company, we're not used to this. You know what I'm saying? No. We're not, and it's good. It's refreshing.
Hey, this is a good question here, man. Paul, great question there. Do we have the most talented quarterback in NFC playoffs?
I mean, Love is pretty good. It's in terms of throwing the football.
Talented.
Throwing the football, Love it. I think overall talent in the who's in one? Man, I mean, Jared Goff is playing hella football, bro.
Jared Goff is playing, and Sam Darnold's playing good football. I wouldn't say it, but Sam Darnold's playing good football.
Man, Sam Darnold look good today, man.
Yeah, he did. George want to hear that though.
Watching Minnesota Vikings today.
I think overall. Oh, thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, Jeremy, I got another employee for you for Williams, man.
Hey, yo, chill out, though. Chill out, Jeremy. Chill out. Hey, yo, chill out, dog. Chill out.
Hey, make sure you get Mike Davis's check next week, too.
Hey, chill out.
Mike Davis need a job.
I will say, like, I'll say this. The most talented quarterback, yes, because what he can do with what he can do on that football field. The best quarterback, no. But the most talented quarterback, yes. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I think what he can do with his legs and the arms in his arm and how he can will a team is yes, talented.
Hey.
Best quarterback, no. But that doesn't but if he plays at a high level, quarterback at a high level, then yeah. Oh, did you say Jeremy Reese proposed to his girl? Oh, he got a snow bunny? Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that out loud.
I see you, homie. I see you. Okay.
I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but hey, you say something all the time.
Hey, she ain't bad looking. I'm looking. Okay, I see you.
Defense.
Okay, go ahead.
When you have a running quarterback, no one accounts for him, and when you do account for him, he's able to eat you up in the passing game. So these defense, anybody who has to play Washington now has to account for JD5, right? You got to survive. Right. You got to count for him. And the running quarterback is hard to play against. So it's just one of those things. Hey, let me know how that interview goes. I want to see Mike Davis's resume.
Hey, Jeremy, you wild, bro. You wild. Man.
You should let him go to the meat department, pause, because he like to use his hands. have him over there. I be like, man, cut me up a ribeye, man. Give me a little rib roast because you like to use your hands. I got you, man.
Hey, I don't know, man. He needs to play on. He needs to play on Sunday. I need him to get all this out. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I actually prefer him and St. Juice play. They both should be fine.
Like, we should just see if we can ask the league if we can have 12 on the field because they both play at a minimal rate.
Yeah, exactly.
So we should just let them both, like, on punts where you cover how they cover the gunner. They should just be. They should have to cover everybody they cover. They got to cover them like that.
I'm telling you, man. They are. Is there any cornerback that's out there on the market that still hasn't found a job?
Hey, if we're still looking for cornerbacks out there, man.
This week,
what you say, George?
I guarantee Adam Peters is looking. He'll probably call a few guys this week.
I want to see, bro. Like, I swear, like that is their second cornerback is nasty work. It is nasty work. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this ain't. Oh man, and I like Drake London, but good gosh, y'all made Drake London look like he was freaking Justin Jefferson.
How much faith would we have had we not went and got Marshawn Lattimore, bro?
Oh, we know.
Like,
I know, bro. I know.
Like for him,
it's so different though.
For us to go get him, it definitely gives me faith that the secondary can play a little bit better. But man, without him, like, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, you saw it is wild. Like, the difference is so amazing.
Yeah,
like I didn't like when we got him. Like, okay, he's gonna be good, but I didn't know it'd be this different. Right, bro. He barely played.
Big difference, man.
He's barely played. Hey, Lattimore barely played, but that barely looked good. I don't care. Even the AJ Brown, a bunch of them joints with bad passing, they were like BS pass interference calls. So. There's a difference in coverage.
At this point, like we said, it's just a 1-game season. I just need everything that you got for 1 game, and we'll worry about it after that. You know, you're gonna have some bad calls. You're gonna have some calls that break your way. You're gonna make some plays. You're gonna miss some plays. But it's just we're at that point in the season now where we just gotta have it all for 1 week. That's it. And that's kind of the mentality that Dan Quinn has said, even in his press conferences, that it's a 1-week season, just trying to keep the guys focused. Yeah, he knows what's going on ahead of the schedule, but he's trying to keep everybody focused. That's what he said about going back to the bye week. You know, back at base camp. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to keep everybody focused and understand what the next part of the journey is. So I love the fact that he is trying to keep them guys focused and understanding that it is a 1-week season every week now.
Yeah, we about to shut the show down. It's like almost like 1 o'clock. I know it's so late. Yeah, I think you're talking about Xavier Howard, Paul. Yeah, Xavier Howard.
Xavier.
Yeah. He's he out there. He's still out there. He's got the issues, right? Is it cleared?
I don't think so.
He hasn't been cleared yet. Oh yeah,
not as far as I've heard, because I think he's signed. I think he'd be signed the moment he is cleared.
Yeah, he ain't coming here. We can't deal with issues.
Nah, they ain't making no moves, man. They gonna ride with it, and we're gonna hope for the best, bro.
Yeah, man. Just deal with Percy Butler and company, man. Just be happy, man. You got some real ones out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, before we end this post game, man, DH, how can folks catch you on socials, bro, and catch your content as well?
Hey man, first, as always, like I said, I always appreciate you having me, and I appreciate being able to team up and work with you on a whole lot of projects. They can go to Breaking Command pod on YouTube, and you might be watching it here right now. So we appreciate that. Make sure you lock in. Got some stuff going on this week. We have the afternoon kick with Real Robinson that will more than likely be on Wednesday. We might be moving to 2 days a week now, baby. So afternoon kick, love that. Also, you can actually hear me on ESPN 630 from last Friday, where I was on with Mike Callow. It could be a possibility that may be happening a little more often. So I appreciate you guys supporting everybody that hitting up the comments and sharing and retweeting and stuff. I really appreciate that. And you can find me on X at DH on the mic or Breaking Command pod. Just leave out the vowels. But anyway, you can find me, man. I'm always up for a good conversation about ball, and I appreciate you guys always having me, and I appreciate all the supporters checking me out, man. So thank y'all so much.
Always. Mike says great show too, bro.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Underwood. Appreciate you, man.
I know we got to go, but I found something online. I thought it talks about it shows that what JD5 means to everybody else, man. Just want to get your thoughts real quick. Yo, take a look at that. Yo.
Oh yeah.
That's
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
He is the savior.
He's watching. He's the savior. He's Captain America here in Washington.
Man, look, man, he's what RG3 should have been. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? He broke the record too. Congratulations.
Yeah, he did. Excellent job.
Congratulations, 85. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. But before we end the show, I'm going to reiterate, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also tweet us at ABG_Everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_Everything. If you're on YouTube right now, you probably have already subscribed. But if you haven't, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also like the video. And then when you're done and this is already posted, just put a comment out there. It works. It does amazing things with algorithms. So yeah, do that for us. Hey, this is for DH too. Before I ended out, DH Paul was like, "Hey, DH, did Hoffman talk the entire show answering one question?"
Look, no, Hoffman actually, man, on the live episode of Afternoon Kick last Tuesday, it was Christmas Eve. He actually was good, man. He got into the nuts and bolts of a lot of things. We really nerded out, and people actually like that. So the Hoffman conversation was cool. And then I'm going to post the ESPN 630 with Mike Callow conversation on the YouTube as well. So y'all can go back and check that out too. But it was a great time last week for content.
Bet. Yeah, Jeremy said, they appreciate you, Jeremy, man. Hope y'all replace the Jeremy's one day.
Yeah, I hope they retire.
You know? When they retire, one day we want to be able to take that over. I ain't mad at you.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's hilarious. Not replace the junkies. I don't listen to them anymore. I used to listen to them. I don't listen to them anymore. All right. Anyway, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. You've been listening to All Burgundy and Gold Everything, powered by the Urban Sports League and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. You dig? Hey, yo, the Commanders going to postseason. It's amazing. Like Paul said, we're going back to Cali. Deuces.